Last time on the Great Ace Attorney 2.
The balloon that exploded was at an altitude of 60 feet. The point of impact on the tower was 30 feet up.
And there's no other location from which the cage could have fallen.
Is it the trapdoor now? Is it the banana?
Objection!
Oh,
I'm just
no.
fixated on this friggin' trapdoor, aren't I?
Oh, Professor Layton's been teleported.
We know that somehow the birdcage appeared in mid-air before falling down into the crystal tower.
Ouch.
A fall of about 30 feet. You'll see that there is one other possible location from which the birdcage could have fallen. The place I'm referring to is here. You'll see it at about the same height above the ground as the balloon was above the crash site. This birdcage and the one seen by the audience would have fallen almost exactly the same distance.
Objection! My learned friend has no evidence that the stage had such a contrivance in its design.
Go on, Sarah.
this
Go on,
banana!
Sarah. We're not even going to get the satisfaction of presenting it.
My disappointment is immeasurable. My day is ruined.
The stage demonstration was constructed and set up in its entirety by you, Mr. Drebber. Therefore, it's inconceivable that you had no hand in the events that transpired. It points to the fact that someone else was involved. Mr. Drebber had an accomplice.
No. Well then, I presume you're prepared for what's to come.
Do you intend to pursue this course and formally accuse another party of involvement in this matter?
So what's my stance going to be? Did Drebber have an accomplice or not?
Mr. Naruhodo, think of the sword at your side.
Who, Sticky?
Who is this Sticky? You do clutch your sword at night very tightly.
Now, whoa now, out of context.
Well, my goodness! The defense is ready to name Mr. Drebber's accomplice. The person who colluded with Mr. Drebber in order to carry out this wicked crime is Scottish Yard's coroner, Dr Scythe.
My learned friend's imagination appears to be wilder than the East End at night. But the recklessness of your accusation aside, there's another grave problem with your argument. One which the prosecution demands you address at once. Where is your mother-flipping evidence?
If the birdcage containing the body of the victim was exchanged for another, that cage must also have contained a body.
And that body double inside the second birdcage was, in fact, as unbelievable as it may seem, that thing there. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Disillusion Plays The Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve, where we play the games and do the voices and don't get distracted before we start recording the intro. I am Taylor.
Hi, I'm Pete.
I'm Sarah. I'm sorry.
Awesome! Yeah! And just before we get in, if you do like what we do and our complete inability to have a straight face, why don't you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and ring the bell? I did it in the right order, Pete! I don't want to hear it!
Just don't ask us what we were talking about previously. We're fine.
See, now everyone wants to know what we were talking
Well,
about.
we could not tell them.
The thing is that I don't really remember at this point.
Well, there's a shock. If you want to know why, ask Mr. Drebber.
I'm sorry.
All right, I'm going to level with you guys. I do not remember what we were asking Mr. Drebber.
It was basically they out of thin air. Thin air?
Air? Out of thin air.
Out of thin air. The prosecutor. The professor's like waxwork randomly showed up in the middle of the courtroom randomly. And they were, it was the body double thing. They were discussing the body double and what was used as the body double.
Yeah, we had his head as evidence, and it's like, oh yes, what was used was this.
Where's your evidence?
My learned friend, from whence did you pull this thing?
I just happened to drag it from out of my sleeve.
Yeah.
I had it the entire time.
That would not surprise me in the slightest. Susato unveils it from her sleeve of holding.
Oh.
What?
Even
What?
Van Zeeks is stuck.
I can't even, like... What?
Just days before Professor Hairbrain performed his public demonstration, Mr. Drebber abducted this model from Madame Tuspel's.
Did you say abducted?
And 2 days after the incident at the Great Exhibition, he returned it to the museum.
Then, the timing.
Is this true, Mr. Drebber? And is it Dr. Drebber?
Dr. Drebber.
Dr.
Dr.
Drebber.
Drebber.
Dr. Drebber.
Prosecutor Drebber?
Oh, don't start this.
At first, I couldn't see why Dr. Drebber would have stolen the waxwork and then given it back again.
Damn it.
I
like
said
a
doctor, didn't I?
You did.
Is it-
I thought you were taking the.
No, you were doing a bit.
Oh,
Oh, gavel.
Mr. Drebber. I said doctor, but it's Mr. Drebber.
It begins.
Yep. But now the reason is clear. He took it so that he could put it inside
Well.
the second birdcage. As a body double for Mr. Asman.
Well, I thought we'd got rid of the horny, but I guess
way.
not. Oh, that freaked me out for a minute. I thought his eyeball had popped.
Makes me think of a gyroid from Animal Crossing.
Objection!
Oh, yeah.
and yes, it does. You're right.
Are you hearing this, ladies and gentlemen of the jury? Are you hearing the defense's astonishing proposal?
I mean, I heard that he was apparently a doctor.
That the witness fabricated this vast machine with the intention of deceiving some wretched scientist.
That hurt very much, Baron.
That he did
I
so
thought we
in
were friends.
that he did so in collusion with the country's finest coroner on a public stage in front of a vast audience.
Yes, that's the gist of it.
And that to effect the deception, he used a waxwork model that in no way resembles the victim.
Or so you
we-
think.
Are we really to believe this far-fetched tale? What do you decide?
Objection!
Oh, the slap.
Oh no.
Wait! Yes, if you put it like that, of course it sounds implausible.
Oh no.
My lord!
That's the thing. It's like, is it that or is it Drebber?
Who is it?
My lord. No.
My lord, I need to speak, if you please.
Go ahead, Mr. Foreman.
Thank you. Myself and my colleagues have reached an agreement.
That was awful quick.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, very good. In that case,
Oh dear, I feel a summation examination coming on.
ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will state your leanings for the court to hear now.
Guilty.
Oh, guilty.
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 Guilty!
And that's it then. Well, that's it. We've lost again. Game
Well,
over.
bugger.
We'll have to do another summation examination.
Oh, no. That means
not one
Ryunosuke-
of those.
That means Ryunosuke is going to try and play the wooden xylophone again.
And so, as indicated by the foreman, the jury has reached a
Consciousness.
The jury has reached consciousness. They have awoken from their stupor.
The jury has achieved consciousness.
I mean, they haven't been around for a few weeks, so it's
jury has-
possible they've gone to sleep.
It is my duty to regretfully inform you that the jury has become sentient. Anyway, so, as indicated by the foreman, the jury has reached a consensus.
I knew that was going to happen.
We shall get through this, Mr. Naruhodo, as we always do.
By
Now-
bashing our head against the wall until we manage to solve it.
Now, it would be terribly inconvenient if my learned friend were to rely on some sort of antiquated methodology for prolonging the outcome of the trial. Won't do that.
I've updated the court rulebook.
Court rulebook.
No more summation examinations for you.
And uncover some new truths along the way, I'm quite sure.
Yes, I agree. I'm going to have to appeal to the jurors as usual and see if I can persuade them to change their minds.
The defense will now embark on a summation examination. I presume, yes, I'd be surprised. Are you and your fellows ready to proceed, Mr. Foreman?
I actually have no idea what you're talking about, because I feel like usually when we have cases in this court, that doesn't happen. I've never really heard of anything like that before, because I've never sat in a previous case, so I thought we'd be done. Can we not have lunch now? I suppose we are, my lord.
Very well. In that case, I ask you now to state clearly for all present to hear the grounds on which each of you has decided that the defendant is guilty of the crime of which he is charged.
Oh boy, here we go again.
Ah, shit. Here we go again.
Oh, on it.
I know, but
Gavel.
that's what the gavel button's for.
We're not supposed to swear.
But I know, but... Shut fucking box, shut fuck. Yeah.
Got it out of your system now?
Yeah.
Good. Let's proceed.
I've known that woman for years. She'd never been accomplice to anything. Especially not to the date I asked her out on.
It's utter nonsense to think those two would ever be conniving with one another. It's conniving, it's weird. Sorry, I'm distracted by the newspaper.
Say,
Transport device.
oh dear, this is most troubling. But surely the waxwork of the man stole is nothing to do with the coroner, is it?
I'm just thinking. Sorry, I'm distracted for a minute. I wonder if this is going to be one of those things where it's like, actually, there's something important here. No, not what you said, but what's on the paper.
Probably. Well,
Right.
I would be very surprised if not.
If it
considering
does seem to be
there.
kind of prominent, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I have had my own problems with members of the police. I do not trust them much. As it turns out, you escape from a couple pairs of handcuffs and suddenly you're a flight risk and a menace to society, resisting arrest.
I've seen no rigorous proof that this waxwork was ever inside the birdcage. It's conjecture.
Accuses someone without right evidences. He's not a proper job, is he? I won't have it.
Angry corn.
Her face is so red.
So angry.
Somewhat unsurprisingly, it's all completely nonsensical. It seems the introduction of this waxwork model to the proceedings has polarized opinion.
You're right there.
It's okay, it's just, I think I've got a little bit of something in my throat.
Given that its face is obscured and its build in no way resembles that of the victim, I can only applaud my learned friend's temerity at suggesting it as Mr. Asmund's body double.
Yes, the applause is deafening. And yes, I know it seems extraordinary.
Jesus, Ryunosuke. Wow.
The applause is deafening.
It's a narrow photo. You're getting a little bit sassy.
He's so sarcastic now.
But that's the point. That's why I have a strong feeling it's actually a greater clue than anyone yet realizes.
What are you thinking, Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh, now
Wait,
you can't.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Fine. If you don't want my help, you can stand there and talk to this sticky that you keep going on about. It can just be you and your precious sticky.
It is funny though, isn't it? That like 9 times out of 10, they can always seem to hear what he's thinking, and then this time, no, they don't know what he's thinking. It's weird.
Maybe she just chose to ignore his biting sarcasm.
She's just like, no, it's like, I'm going to ignore that. Now you can tell me properly what the problem is. Sorry.
Oh, whoops.
I thought about it and I thought, no, maybe he has said it, but sorry.
No, because I interrupted.
I can't explain why at the moment, but I feel as though there's a specific reason why it was used. Why it had to be this model.
Really? A reason why nothing else would do, you mean?
Yes, and I'm convinced it's something far more significant than whether or not the model looked like the victim.
Well, if that's the case, we must prevent the trial from ending prematurely at all costs.
Yes, agreed. I have to find a way out of this.
If you have quite finished talking to yourself, Counsel, you may proceed with the summation examination.
Yes, my lord.
Ow, my neck. It's so violent. Oh.
Hello. I'm here in the background.
I just want you to know that I can see you. Hello, children. I'm waving.
I have 10 times optical zoom.
I don't know.
Emphasis on the optical.
I'm not sure if you know this, but I actually can look at the surface of the moon with this optical lens. If I zoom in close enough, I get a crystal clear picture.
Oh, do you mean...
I'm taking the mick out of the phone.
Yeah, I was just about to say, does it generate an AI moon?
Well,
Samsung.
Maybe. It was a bad joke. Let's just pretend I didn't say.
But...
No, I'm glad. No, I mean, I appreciate that, but it was a bad joke. Let's move on. Let's move on. So I've known that woman for years. She's never been accomplished. Do we have to? Are we pressing everything, or are we?
Let's press everything.
I mean, that's usually the consensus.
It is the usual strategy, isn't it?
Our usual consciousness, yes. Hold it!
Oh, oops. Sorry, I got a bit trigger happy with the stopwatch timer there.
Oh no.
The order of things seems to have changed around here for some reason. I'm a couple, lad. It's a couple's discretion to bend the rules sometimes when needs must.
No, wait a minute.
Well, that sounds, well...
You know,
yes.
Sometimes someone just really needs a clubbing or two, and it don't matter if I have evidence for it.
It just, it doesn't sound very, what's the word? Very PC.
Yeah, then you can't put your faith in the police
What's wrong with that? Where do I start? Also, it's a little bit too close to home, given that I live in America. I've been working at the yard for 40-odd years.
I mean, there's a lot of scandal over here about the Metropolitan Police at the minute, so I think either wherever we are, they're pretty corrupt.
That's even more than I thought. We've only had a Metropolitan Police service in town for 70 years, you know. Of course, times have changed. The public didn't trust coppers back when I started. It was rough, as opposed to the future, where coppers will be trusted implicitly and will certainly never abuse their authority in a way that might undermine the public's confidence in them.
Oh, it's aged like a fine wine.
Like the finest milk on the market. We've had to fight cross, and we had to fight to win the public's trust as well, and when we did, but
by force.
We won by bludgeoning anybody who didn't want to trust us. And eventually, people stopped saying they didn't trust us.
Well, we ran out of non-believers in the end. Once all the bodies finished piling up. And
forensic science was in its infancy too, even more than it is now. And she spearheaded the revolution.
Oh dear.
Mr. God.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Dang it.
Oh dear.
Mr. Scythe, you mean? Yes.
I'll have
the
you
doctor,
know I'm
Mr.
a woman.
Scythe.
Yes, the brother.
The brother.
Dr. Scythe. I blame you, Pete. This is your fault. You did this.
Well,
you put the worms in my brain.
I can't remember who started the Professor Prosecutor now. Was it me?
I don't know.
Did I accidentally slip up?
Well, no, it was all the way back in the original Ace Attorney playthrough. Where it was Gumshoe, and he's like, hey, Professor Edgeworth.
Yeah, but that was an outtake from the anime, wasn't it? And then we've sort of just...
It was as well.
We've internalized
that. That was it. That was it.
It was Gumshoe, too. It was just funny, because it was like we were doing it, and yeah, Pete was just like, Professor.
Yeah.
Right, yes, it was. Yes, you're right.
But then, I think it was also in the anime, wasn't it? Again, the outtakes for the anime.
Yes, it was.
It's almost like it's quite easy to mix up Professor and Prosecutor.
That's
Yes.
right. About 10 years ago now it was, when I was still... Well, you don't turn away from me while I'm talking to you. It's
like-
Hey!
I'm speaking.
I'm about to show you how we got the trust of the public.
Like, you look at me. You look at people when they're talking to you, lad. It's rude. Rude to look
When I
away.
was still a youngish Bobby on the beat.
Youngish.
Youngish.
Oh, God.
I was only 40.
That's when she started making a name for herself as a top-class coroner. And now look at her, head of the forensic investigation team. And a woman, no less. Quite frankly, I'm amazed she even knows what science is. But there you go. Well, you won't hear me complain. It's what we all dreamt of back then, I tell you.
What,
I'm just
being a
waiting.
coroner?
I'm just waiting for, like, Dr. Scythe to just slowly emerge with a freaking, like, scythe.
Well, yeah. You just hear that. It's like, I think it might be. I think your time is creeping up, isn't it?
You'd look very nice on my slab.
Could you tell me without holding that gun in the air? We were all out to uphold justice, lad. Full of him we were, full of him.
Yes.
That's coming across loud and clear, emphasis on loud.
Utter nonsense.
Hold it! But we're only just starting to understand this case. What are you reading there, sir?
The man behind those murders on Solar Pond Street, Solar Ponds Street,
Solar
I
Pond.
guess, yeah, was caught in 2 days flat. That's real policing for you.
That's really not relevant to this case, is it?
You're wrong there. Because it was Dr. Scythe in charge of examining the bodies.
Interesting.
And it was evidence arising from her work that led to the arrest of the scoundrel responsible.
Oh.
What's interesting, sir?
Well, 2 days ago, fresh bodies. Body double. I know we've implied the waxwork, but
That's right. Oh, that woman is at the forefront of this. Why has it got? Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right.
It's more like,
oh.
that's right, oh.
yeah.
That's right. Oh. Oh, because he's. Oh.
Because Ryunosuke said
Sorry,
that.
I was. It's because I was too distracted with like Sarah going like, "Oh, that's interesting," and so
sorry.
right. I missed. I just kind of just completely zoned out Ryunosuke. That's right. Oh, that woman is at the forefront of this country's fight against crime. The idea that she's somehow involved in this murky business is a load of old tosh.
I thought it was up to me to press the jurors, not the other way around.
Not the other way around. Okay.
Hold it! Why would you assume that?
Oh, well, quite simply because that unsettling Swindler has no relationship with the woman, does he?
True. As it stands, we don't know of any connection.
Oh, gosh, but it would be delightfully romantic if they were somehow to have a mutual interest in the waxwork.
Romantic.
Romantic?
A woman of society such as myself views everything in terms of relationships, you know.
Well, you learn something new every day, even if you don't want to.
One might wonder about a possible relationship between the defendant and this coroner woman. Oh, or perhaps between the defendant and the handsome prosecutor just there.
Wait, what?
Wait a minute.
The defendant and the handsome...
Yeah, I think that is what it sounds like. Oh, madam.
Oh, dear.
I
This
think she's
woman-
been reading a bit too much fan fiction.
Maybe more astute than I've been giving her credit for.
If that's the woman's stance, then perhaps demonstrating some connection between the waxwork and Dr. Scythe would be enough.
Yes, I agree. Was she the prosecutor for the professor case?
Hell
Taylor? The coroner for the professor case. Son of a...
So
Did you say the prosecutor
Yeah.
for the...
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes,
are you okay?
You all right?
Are you?
Oh, don't worry about me.
She.
Apparently, I haven't reached consciousness.
So I believe she was, but she had a different surname.
She was the prosecutor on it?
Yes, Taylor, she was the prosecutor.
Excellent.
Wait.
Oh, wait, yeah, the killers.
Courtney Stevens.
Oh, yes.
So I'm guessing
yes.
it would be, but she's either got married or changed her name or whatever. But I would say so.
When she changed to Mr. Scythe.
Mr. Scythe.
Today, yeah. Oh, goodness.
As soon as we have even a whiff of a connection, she'll be the first to know.
Right, so do we... So I guess should we go back and then present... We can't present.
No, we have to pit
can't,
them against each
no.
other.
Yeah. All right.
Hold it! What sort of problems? Let's just say we have run into each other on numerous occasions while I've been performing on the street. Right, I see. Obviously, artists such as myself cannot appear on stage as we work in close proximity to our audiences.
And they might be able to see how the tricks are performed.
So we perform our great magic in parks, on street corners, and the like. I've seen things. But the police use any excuse to make our lives difficult. I guess Mr. Old Bag over there is taking
Old
exception
bag.
to that.
Oh my God! Oh dear!
Somebody's going to die.
To commit some law and order right over here.
Well, let's see what the rest of this thing is. Then I'll go back. I'll loop it round.
Sometimes they even cook up a story to extort monies from the poor. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Am I right? Hello.
Oh.
Well, that's definitely not right. Yes, and it is why I say that if you trust the police, you will have trouble. How prescient.
This game is before its time.
It's not that old though, so I mean.
No, true.
But here you are, claiming this waxwork model was stolen to star in an illusionary spectacular. The idea is so wild, I think I will take my chances and believe the authorities on this occasion.
Oof.
Ooh.
This is how the public at large views Scottish Yard, is it?
Our own police force in Tokyo is not even 20 years old yet, is it? Perhaps we should view what's happened here in London as a measure of what may happen at home.
Yes, like a Scottish yardstick. I wonder how a policeman would feel listening to the way this juror speaks about the Force.
Yeah, I wonder how a policeman would feel if they stumbled across our playthrough, if I'm honest. Like,
I'm sure he'd have a word or two to say in response.
Yeah, I bet.
Hint, hint.
Right, okay. So, let's go back here.
I'm not saying they're all bad.
Right.
Ba-dum.
Oh, see, I didn't hear the noise last time.
I didn't.
Maybe I just imagined it.
Excuse me?
I love the excuse me.
Do you have something to say in response to that, Mr. Ottermole? Who are you calling a mass murderer? Sorry, my mistake. I got confused because I heard you look like him.
Oh, yes.
I don't look anything like the man! You want to be locked up, sonny? Thanks, Mr. Sholmes.
You're welcome, my dear boy.
Perhaps we could move on. I was really wondering if you had something you wanted to add in response to what juror number 3 just said.
Oh, God.
And clearly you do. Can you not do that, perhaps? Back in my day. Back in the good old days.
This is how we played Russian Roulette. You just spin it round and whoever the bullet is. Well, bully for them.
There's a bullet in each part of the chamber.
It wasn't like this.
We didn't have fireworks, we just had to spin them spin the gun on our finger, and that way we created a, whatever it's called, the wheel of thingamabob. Oh my god. I don't know what they're called.
Catherine wheel.
That's the one! Thank you!
I thought you were going for like Wheel of Fortune or something. I'm just like, what? Where are you
Wheel
going, Pete?
of money!
No, let's not do that one.
What was it like, sir?
We worked our fingers to the bone to earn the public's trust, we did. And by Jove, we earned it. People respected us back then.
Respected you.
No one would have called a coroner into question in them days. A coroner's report was the hallmark of an investigation done right until it was updated. Especially when Dr.
Ah! Got
There
it!
it is.
Got it!
Especially when Dr. Courtney Stevens put a name to it. She was the best of the best, and the apple of the forces. Hold it!
Hold on a minute. What are you talking about? Who's Courtney Stevens?
Uh-oh. Whoops.
Oh, I'm gonna put my foot in it now.
hell. Sorry, got a bit carried away there.
Stevens is Dr. Scythe's maiden name.
Her maiden name? So that was before she was married.
I happen to have it here on this.
She's
scroll.
married?
I think she probably became a widow pretty sharpish.
Oh, God. I think she just
She
leans in and
does
goes,
have a daughter, so-
widow.
Well,
Of course, yes, silly me. It's soft now, isn't it?
Stevens. I'm sure I've seen that name somewhere. Just a few minutes ago, in fact.
When I was sifting through my paperwork briefly.
I'm sure I've seen that name somewhere recently.
Anyway, the point is, those were the great days of policing. Not like now.
have you considered retirement?
What, retire? I'm only 38.
Retire? I'm only 80. I've got another 20 years yet.
Oh, God. He's lucky he's
Sorry
got
to
to 80.
interrupt,
Oh, sorry.
sir.
Sorry.
Let's see how old he actually is.
Can we see? I don't think we can see the jurors.
Ah,
Yeah, we can't see the jurors.
well, that's very disappointing.
But do you think you could change your statement to include that name?
Well, yes, I don't see why not.
So I can
Oh.
then throw this in your face.
Like, hang on a minute. You're not going to use this against me somehow, are you?
She was Courtney Stevens back when I knew her.
Right.
Never mind then.
Sorry.
No. Go on about your business. That's fine.
No one ever listens to
A
me anyway.
legendary coroner even then.
Right, so we want to pit her
Time
against
could be
him.
that a policeman could finish a sentence without being flipped away from, but even them times is far behind us.
So yeah, it must link with hers
think
because
this?
she would know about the professor. So, boom.
Objection!
Yay. Oh,
Those two statements clearly contradict each other.
Oh my goodness, my heart's a flutter. My heart is a flutter.
Good gracious. Whose two statements do you refer, counsel? To whose statements
Whose
do
two
you
statements?
Shush! Whose statements to which...
Whomstead are you speaking
Whose
of?
statements to which you refer, counsel?
We're doing
To
well
whomst?
today.
To whomst?
So, juror number 2.
It happens, sis.
oh no. Oh, no.
Oh gosh, me? Oh, what can I do for you?
I presume that you heard what juror number 6 said in his statement.
But not this way.
It's brought to light the maiden name of the coroner, Dr. Scythe, which in turn has revealed a connection that wasn't apparent before.
Well, naturally. As a woman of society, I find such connections and relationships irresistible.
Oh, you'd love Love Island, wouldn't you?
Sorry, I threw up in my mouth a bit.
Like,
But oh golly, I am afraid.
Well, I guess Sarah's just not a woman of society then.
perhaps she's a doctor.
or a mister.
or a mister.
Or a professor or a prosecutor. Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows
Any of the
anymore?
titles.
But oh golly, I'm afraid I fail to see what you mean.
Dr. Scythe's maiden name is Stevens. And through that name, the coroner is very definitely linked to the waxwork of the killer.
I'm sorry, is she? You're going to have to prove that, please. Could you perhaps show some kind of evidence?
Yes, it's right there.
Oh, well, what do you know?
The defense has evidence to prove it.
Well, golly.
Oh, my goodness! Evidence, you say? Oh, how utterly enthralling!
Counsel, the court cannot overlook that last remark. You said that you had evidence, and if there's one thing the court likes to see, it's bally evidence. I very much hope there is substance to your claim.
Of course, my lord. Ow. I would like to ask the court to look at this.
He just throws the file in his face.
The evidence that clearly links Dr. Scythe to the mass murderer known as the Professor.
Schwing.
Take that!
Yay.
I have here a certain autopsy report from 10 years ago.
A 10-year-old autopsy report? What relevance does that have?
Smug.
It is, of course, from the autopsy of the person portrayed in the waxwork, the killer known as the Professor.
Where did you get that?
What?
The Professor... But the man was a capital offender, so...
That's right. This is the certification of death that was drawn up after the convict's execution. The identity of the killer was never made public, so the report gives few details. But what's important is the name of the coroner who wrote it. Courtney Stevens.
Oh, my! Courtney Stevens?
Strike a light!
But I'd said that
a
one
really
for a while.
weird expression of surprise.
Yeah, I haven't heard
Strike a
that.
light! Cut a bush!
I haven't heard that one for a while.
No. Ignite the gas lamp! Ignite the lamp!
It appears that the professor's autopsy was conducted by Dr. Scythe 10 years ago. And a few days ago, Mr. Drebber very deliberately stole the waxwork of the professor from Madame Tuspel's. A waxwork that doesn't, in fact, resemble the victim, Mr. Asman, at all.
And do you suppose there's some unsavory relationship between those events?
Absolutely! Ow! I'm sure of it! There's no doubt in my mind that the professor case is at the heart of a link that we have yet to uncover. Between Dr. Courtney Scythe and Mr. Enoch Drebber.
Hidden links, mysterious connections, secret relationships. Oh, this is all most extraordinary. Oh, we're surely obliged now to explore this further.
Skadoosh.
I do love a good relationship.
I do love a good mystery.
Quite right. We can't let this trial come to an end now. Not while there's a cloud of suspicion hanging over the yard's best coroner. And I won't let it hang there over your dead body.
Don't you mean your dead body?
No, yours. It wasn't like this in my day, but we're still here to uphold justice in the end.
Dunk.
I always think they're gonna like throw this piss down onto the flame.
Yeah.
It's like
Ooh, ooh.
ouchie.
It's the professor. That's what links the frightful swindler and the coroner.
That green was really dark. It's
Yeah, it
really
was.
dark.
Yeah, it is really dark.
Wait, oh, have we got to do more? Oh, okay, we've got to do some more.
Yeah, because we haven't convinced enough to tip the scales
No,
yet.
well, no, I get
We need a majority, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Have we had to do that before? But yes, we have. I'm forgetful again.
We have spoken with him. But
Yes, we have
spoken
not
with-
spoken with juror number 4. Yes, so
Hold it! But you claim the whole instantaneous kinesis demonstration was a trick.
That I did. But there's more than one way to pull a rabbit out of a hat, isn't there?
Oh, I see what you did there. Very good.
Sorry?
Very good, Sarah. I grant you, given that this cage appeared from amidst an explosion, there'd have been no need to use a real person. But if a waxwork had been used, the culprit could at least have had the decency to make it look like the victim.
I'm not sure exactly how much criminals are governed by decency.
The point is, if you're going to make a claim about that waxwork being inside the birdcage, you need to give us some evidence. Without that, it's just not science.
I suppose we should expect nothing less than a logical argument from a fellow of the Royal Society. That perhaps means his mind could be changed if we manage to present suitable evidence.
Evidence that the professor's waxwork was inside that birdcage. Can I produce that or not?
Right, so what do we have? We have these. And
I don't think we. Oh wait! The piece of glass. Because it was in his pocket.
Oh, yes.
It was in his pocket, and it's from the Crystal Tower.
Look at you,
well
Sarah.
remembered, Sarah.
Like, just absolutely like.
I got the brain pillow.
Sarah's got it for all of us today. I have
don't
nothing.
pick me up because I've done this before, and it was a banana situation.
And then I stole her banana. And then she
Well, you
decided-
Stole my
didn't-
banana.
you
No,
didn't
you
steal
didn't
it.
steal.
The game stole
stole
it.
my banana.
Actually, I have something I'd like you to see, sir.
Oh? I must warn you that I firmly believe it's only wise to trust men. It's only wise to trust men in white coats.
Does that mean we shouldn't trust you then?
So given your jet black outfit, I don't mind admitting to a sense of trepidation here.
So you don't trust anyone in black? Looking in the mirror.
There you go.
The judge is like, what about me then? I feel that you're painting all of us with one brush.
Well, the judge is in red, isn't he? He's
Oh, I
not-
suppose he is.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm worried.
I'm
now.
thinking of the original judge.
I'm wondering.
Oh,
if,
yes.
I wonder if we're too early with this. I'm worrying now.
Sarah, have some faith.
No.
Come on. We believe in you. I believe in you. Ready?
No.
I do have some evidence that proves the waxwork was inside that birdcage. Namely... Take that!
What's that? A piece of glass? Though it's unusually thick for glass.
Yes, it's a piece of broken glass that we found inside the jacket on the waxwork. As you say, it's not ordinary glass, though. It's very thick and clearly made for extra strength. Much like the special glass that was developed for the construction of the Crystal Tower.
A crystal Holy smoke!
Exactly! The centerpiece...
You say centerpiece.
centerpiece.
Oh, I mean,
It's because of the
It's
spelling.
spelled-
I
it's
wasn't
spelled
trying to
different.
do a bit.
Yeah, no.
Oh, it's just spelled centerpiece. The centerpiece of the Great Exhibition, where the very incident we're talking about took place. On the day in question, the birdcage fell from above and smashed through a window of that special glass.
From whence this small piece originated? From whence this small piece originated? Is that it?
Precisely. So, what do you say?
I say holy smokes!
Now that clear evidence in support of the assertion has been placed before you.
I mean,
Bollocks.
it is... It is glass, though. I mean, you could just get glass from somewhere.
Oh, yeah,
It might even be
extra thick
could even be a
glass.
piece of sea glass, for all I know.
see,
I mean, I'm
it'd be
quite,
a bit frosted.
It's quite easy for me to procure glass, after all. Not that I'm saying that it was me, of course. I'm just saying that I
Are you
could.
implicating yourself, sir?
No. You misunderstand, madam. Well, as I said, I only trust men in white coats as a rule. However, your black coat is looking suspiciously white to me right now. When the reasoning is sound, it's fair to say colour shouldn't come into it.
Yes.
And that's a lesson for everybody.
Yes.
In light of what you've shown me here, yes, I feel obliged to chain my
Wow.
position on the
We
matter.
are doing,
We're doing
so
well.
well today,
To
guys.
chain my position on the mat.
What is
To
happening?
change my position on the matter.
You could say that our flubs are the centerpiece of this entire episode.
I blame it on it being a little bit later than when we would usually
It's
record.
true.
In that case, juror number 4, you will amend your statement now, please.
Presence of
Presence
that
of that piece of...
glass leaves me in little doubt that the waxwork was indeed inside that birdcage.
Oh, that wasn't enough to convince him.
Accusing someone without right evidence.
Okay, now we should be able to pit them against each other, right?
Yeah, because...
When you say them, which ones, sorry?
The corn girl and science man.
Yeah, because, like, she's saying there's no evidence, but now we have got evidence, so...
Ah.
But on the other hand, it explains a lot.
If there really is a reason why that particular waxwork had to be used as Mr. Asman's double, we must do everything we can to make the jurors understand it.
The truth is, I'm sure that's the key to this, but it's the most puzzling part of it, too.
Were you...
What?
Were you purposely advancing the text
No.
early?
No, I didn't. Did I?
Why were you smirking?
Because you sort of went. You stuttered on like saying like, was it understand it? You went like stanched it or so. You said something. You said it in a slightly different way. It was like a hint.
It's because I like got to like saying the last word and the dialogue advanced and I'm like, wait a minute.
Well, I usually do it just before the very end.
I hadn't finished.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And then I was worried if I'd said if it was double at the end of the previous sentence. So I was like, oh, did I say it right?
Do you mind?
I'm sorry.
I just thought it was auto doing it.
In that case, you should see what additional information you can glean whilst trying to change the jurors' minds. If you can read a book whilst eating a rice cracker, Mr. Naruhodo, I'm sure you can do this.
Right, but I can't actually do either of those things at the same time.
I guess she's giving him praise that he can multitask.
Right. Yes?
Right. Sorry, so yeah, we've done those. So, nope.
I think it's for... Oh, excuse me, sorry.
Accusing someone
Are
without
we
right
keeping you awake, Sarah?
We haven't pressed her though, so
Well, I mean, we could if you want. Should we give her a little press?
maybe it probably will be nonsense, but
Give her a boop on it. Sarah, that sounds a bit like slander.
no, I just mean she might not say anything useful because I don't know.
I've got to ask, why have you brought that corn into court with you?
Sounds a lot like you're judging a book by its cover, my dear.
No, Colonel Cobb. He's been grown back on the farm. Picked him off on my way to town. He's a proper nibbler, he is. Oh dear.
Colonel Cobb.
Oh dear.
Yes, the nibbling seems to be taking quite a while. Maybe it could wait until after the trial?
Ooh, I don't like the sound of that. You need colonels at a time like this.
Oh, you get it.
What?
Because there's kernels of corn.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
also a military rank.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this game. I love it so much.
Sarah, sorry, Taylor, that almost makes it sound like you don't love the game.
You love
But we know-
puns, Taylor,
but we know
don't
that
you?
you do love See, this is the thing, isn't it, about puns? It's like, oh, they're great, but
In moderation.
sometimes they're there's a bit too much work put into them, and it's a bit like,
You could say that the puns were getting a little bit corny.
It's a good one.
Whenever I've something big to decide, the colonels always point me in the right direction, see?
I just grab the corn and I say, shuck it. You're talking about your cob of corn.
Nibble, nobble, guilty, what? That?
Say, nibble, nobble, guilty,
Nibble,
bobble.
nobble, guilty, bobble, nibble, not guilty, out. Nibble, nobble, nibble, nobble, guilty, bobble, nibble, nobble, nibble, not guilty, out.
Nibble, nobble, nibble, nibble.
It's hard to say in this accent.
Nibble, nobble, it's not even me. That just did it. I guess I didn't do anything. I literally let go of the controller to have a drink for a sec.
Let's have a look at the court record. Let's have a look at the court record.
Yeah, I want to do it. I want to.
Or the history, rather.
The history.
Nibble, nobble, guilty, bobble, nibble, not guilty, out. Nibble, nobble, guilty, bobble, nibble, not guilty, out.
And she just does it again 4 times.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nibble, nobble, guilty, bobble, nibble, nobble, nibble, nibble, nibble,
That's
nibble, not
easy.
guilty out. Nibble, nobble, guilty, bobble, nibble, not guilty out.
Nibble, nobble, guilty, bobble, nibble, not guilty, out. It's the accent.
Nibble,
It's the
nut-
accent.
Just trying to do it in the
Nibble,
accent.
nobble, guilty, bobble, nibble, not guilty out.
Well, anyway.
Perhaps it's akin to fortune telling with flower petals like people do back home.
So Professor Hairbrain's fate is to be decided by a cob of corn. Could you not at least wait until we've had more time to find the truth before deciding on the defendant's guilt, please?
Ooh, I don't know about that. My tum's awfully full already. I've got this feeling in my gut, I tell you, and it don't feel good.
I've eaten too much.
Amazing!
For God's sake.
Amazing.
How do you even know what
Amazing.
maize is?
Huh?
How does he even know? It's like maize is like grown in friggin' America or whatever. I don't think it's that common over in Japan.
Taylor, it's called a translation, and it's because the translators are literally peering straight into our souls right now, going, "Do you get it? Do you get it? Do you get it?"
She good one, that one, isn't it?
Oh,
These puns are stalking us.
it was quite good. Ridiculous, but quite good.
I know it seems a little far-fetched to think that the waxwork model, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the hint.
All right.
It's the.
I mean, it
little
was definitely worth pressing her, but not for the reasons we originally thought.
squish. Right. So, do you think pitting juror number 4 against 5?
Corn versus science.
Corn, yeah, all the way around, 5-4.
Well, yeah. Science and corn.
Yeah.
Objection!
But she's saying there's no
Yay.
evidence, but there is now.
Those two statements clearly contradict each other.
I don't know why you're pointing at me. Why don't you point at that one?
Good gracious! To whomst?
To whom's statements?
Statements do you refer?
Were you doing a bit, Peter? Did you
Yeah.
actually flub
No,
that?
he was
I
doing
did a bit that time.
If you could put your corn down for a moment, juror number 5.
I noticed
I
that.
don't know about that.
I noticed the dialogue was exactly the same, and so I did the bit.
Oh, you mean me?
Yes, the other one with the corn. Yes.
You've pointed out that it's wrong to make an accusation without evidence. You could say there's no kernel of truth to it.
Oh.
But the accusation that the waxwork model was inside the second birdcage on the day in question is not without supporting evidence, as the defense demonstrated to the juror sitting beside you. If you could, please lend me your ear.
If you could please refrain from eating the corn for a minute.
You didn't get the pun. You didn't get. I'm sad.
I did not. If lend your ear.
Yeah.
What are corns called as individual things?
An ear of corn.
I did not know that, so that's why I didn't laugh. You know, well, I mean, there you go. I was today years old when I found out. So I apologize. Now that I have that knowledge, very good, sir.
It was a very clever pun.
Very clever, sir. I honestly had no idea.
Ooh, is that right?
Would it be fair to say you didn't follow the argument?
I don't understand much besides Colonel Cobb, to be honest.
Colonel Cobb.
Oh, of course you don't.
Okay, so now that we've conversed with her for a little bit longer, I can now say that the whole book cover judgment thing was okay. But at the time, it was like, you should give them a chance. We've now given them a chance, and yeah, we don't have to talk to them ever again. I don't think.
I wasn't judging. I was just saying. I wasn't being mean when I said she wouldn't contribute anything useful.
No, but I mean, but it does when you say that about somebody, it does
oh
also
my God.
kind of.
Oh my God! Will you shut up?
It does kind of sound like when you say, "I don't think that person will contribute anything useful." It does kind of sound a little bit like you're undermining
I
them.
can't believe you're doing this right now.
I can't believe you've done this.
I can't believe you've done
If you hear
this.
that sound, ladies and gentlemen, that is the sound of Pete being made to sleep on the couch tonight.
Someone's in the doghouse this evening.
No, I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be out.
Beat him with the rolling pin
I'm
later.
gonna be kicked out with the corn.
He's going to be left to seed at this rate.
Gonna get an earful.
Well, you know what they say, Pete. You reap what you sow, and it looks like it's harvest time.
Oh dear.
Of course you don't.
If I could interject here.
How to break up the matrimony.
Please do, sir. Before I'd even seen the line.
Now that this assertion of yours about the waxwork has been backed up by some solid evidence, it would be wrong of me as a man of science not to pursue the matter further. Kaboom!
Boom.
The scales now sit level.
Well, me too then. When I finished eating.
Sorry?
If this brainy gentleman says he's right, then he must be. See, I wouldn't dream of going against Colonel Cobb or anyone who's got stuffing between the ears.
Oh dear.
Bonk.
And then corn just explodes into popcorn because it's near the fire.
Oh, that would be nice. Would be good.
Colonel Cobb, you're dead!
Oh, Colonel Cobb, no!
Ooh, what's this?
Success! If you can call it that.
Oh, thank you, Counsel. That will do. Thank goodness. As a result of the summation examination, the jury's overall leaning has changed. 2 jurors now call guilty, against 4 who call not guilty. Accordingly, the court has failed to reach a consensus at this time. And the trial must continue.
Boom.
Yay.
We did it!
Don't look so surprised, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo. Another wonderful victory.
Ugh,
Damn.
could you believe it?
When you've done looking jubilant over there. Making me sick.
The waxwork of the despicable prosecutor. I mean, Professor. I did do that on purpose, but used to say body double for the victim in this quite extraordinary case. I must say, it's extremely hard to believe the assertion could possibly be true.
My dear fellow, once you have eliminated the impossible, all that remains must be the truth.
Do I hear the sound of that annoying detective somewhere? Not, well, that's that sort of, you know, the investigative fellow. What's his name again? Dear man, Dear Hat, the guy with the... Oh, yes, that's the one.
You better not be acting as the bailiff again.
Oh no. he's like scrutinizing the bailiffs.
I've got my eye on you. However, it would appear that it does at least warrant further investigation.
It's the waxwork of the professor that links Mr. Trepper and Dr. Scythe. And I'm convinced that there's a special significance to that link.
I don't know what you're hoping to prove, lad. I really don't.
The truth, sir. By using evidence and testimony.
If the court is to delve deeper into the alleged involvement of the waxwork in this case, then the prosecution calls for the owner of the model to be I thought I'd said that wrong, but I hadn't. Then the prosecution calls for the owner of the model to be summoned as a witness.
What did you think you said?
I don't know. I just thought I said it wrong for some reason, and I hadn't, and I don't know.
The owner?
Madame to spell there. I want the audience to get aroused.
Oh, mais oui.
And then Ryunosuke shot down. I heard her.
I really thought that Lord Van Zeeks would object to this whole line of inquiry.
Don't look a gift horse in the mouth, Mr. Naruhodo.
Very well.
Well, I just know what's about to happen after this.
Very well. I concur. Make arrangements for Madame Two Spells to appear as a witness with immediate effect.
She needs some flu powder.
Listen carefully.
Diagonally.
My learned friend. Diagonally?
Blue powder.
I know.
Okay. You were doing a bit.
Oh! Yes?
You should know.
Oh my god.
What?
I was today years old when I realized that Diagon Alley was a pun.
Well, no, it's not. That's the thing. It's
Diagonally.
No, but that's the thing. That's the joke, isn't it? That he says it wrong and goes to a different place.
He goes to Nocturne Alley instead.
Yes, because Diagon Alley is very easy. It does sound like diagonally, yes. I don't think
I'm pretty sure it's a pun.
I mean, maybe it is a pun, but yeah, it's if you don't say it with the space, you get sent to a creepy shop.
Yes.
You should know that you're on the brink of opening Pandora's box.
Oh dear.
And you know what happens when someone opens that box. Have you read the story? We're all fucked, mate.
Oh, for goodness sake! So much swearing.
The court shall now adjourn in 45 minutes.
Blimey.
I need to...
For 45 minutes, not in 45
Sorry,
minutes.
I was just thinking I need to have the longest wee in the world.
It's very difficult to get the spigot going when you get to be my age.
spigot!
To turn it off again.
During that time, the prosecution will summon the new witness and perhaps...
Prepare.
and prepare.
Oh dear.
I do think that my teeth have fallen out. Sorry, excuse me. One moment. I'm just going to... We'll summon the new witness and prepare her for taking the stand.
Oh, good lord.
Oh dear.
Madame Two Spells. Yes. I shall see to it at once, my lord.
Oh god.
Don't
Go
pay
fetch
any
her, will
mind
ya?
to these roses and wine I have brought with me. They are pure coincidence.
Ooh.
Oh, to be continued, eh?
Quite a good place to stop, actually, because we are actually out of time. So.
Or very, very, very soon about to be. So we
Well,
might as
it's well, as you can see,
yeah.
it's very clear.
Yes.
So, yes.
So
Yes.
with that, I'm afraid we probably should stop here.
Yes, I think we should save first, though.
Yes. Well, we'll save in a moment, because if
Okay.
I save now, then it'll begin the next part of the case.
fair enough. Fair play. Fair
I'll
play.
save after we go off
Okay.
screen.
Jolly good. Anywho.
Thank you, everybody. I've stolen Sarah's thunder, and now I'm going to let her have it.
No, it's fine. You pray.
Oh,
Continue.
that's it. Sarah complains about the theft of the thunder and then proceeds to allow you to keep it. It's like, make up your mind.
No. You've already taken my thunder. Now you can have it. You can choke on it for all I care.
Well, in that case, thank you very much for watching, guys. If you do like what we do, then please consider giving us a
Please
like.
consider subscribe.
What he said. Ring the bell, all that shizzle, all that good stuff. Leave a comment. I've really got thrown off now. We'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, see you later, guys. Maybe the next one will be a little less shambolic.
Don't bet on
And
it.
remember, before you try to voice act, put your teeth in, because otherwise you're just going to be saying a whole bunch of stuff wrong for an hour.